You may recall on a previous episode of this podcast, Jeremy did a bit where he robbed the podcast.
Everybody on the fucking
We recently took a flight to New York, and
congrats again.
thank you.
we figured it out.
Yeah, we got over there. Jeremy and I, we were at the Burbank Airport, which we love.
Shouts out.
Which we love. We love the Burbank Airport. We were the last flight out. We were red-eye to New York, and we were the last people in security. And Jeremy and I are going through, and we go through security, and Jeremy puts his bag through, and like I'm taking my stuff out of my bag, and the TSA's like one by one.
So one guy comes up and they're really taking a minute, and then so I'm just waiting, like, okay, and then they bring over, like, they said, like, can I get a floor manager? And they brought over this guy, and then they bring over 2 more guys, and there's 5 guys looking at the screen. And I'm like, what? I was like, what you got? Like, I knew I had a tripod in my bag. I'm like, they probably think the tripod's a fucking weapon, these stupid assholes.
And they're right.
They're right. Tripod is a weapon.
It's a weapon.
It's a truth weapon.
For dismantling fascism.
But then all the while, Jeremy's gone through, and they're like, he's waiting for his stuff, and then the woman that's the woman who that was going through my bag, she's like, do you have any other electronics? I go, no, just the laptop. And she goes, do you have an iPad? I go, nope, just the laptop. And she goes, those are nice cowboy boots. Are you from the South? And I was like, no.
Are you from Cal?
Are you from Cal?
Are you from Cal?
Are you Cal?
Those are beautiful boots. Are you from Cal?
Are you from Cal? Are you a cowboy?
You're a
That's our
cowboy.
family.
You're a cowboy. And I was like, oh, no, I'm telling this woman, I'm like, oh, I'm from San Diego. And she's like, oh, are you headed to Texas? And I was like, no, I'm headed to Brooklyn. But then I was like, oh, but it's funny you say that. I'm actually going to Texas after that. She's like, oh, well, that's interesting. She's like, do you always wear your cowboy boots? And she's like making all this small talk with me.
And he looks up, and I have been arrested.
Jeremy, full on do it to them, because it's one of the funniest images I've ever seen in my life.
So they found a way. We'll explain what happened, but they had suspicion that there was a weapon in my bag, and so they came over and they handcuffed me. And Corey had not seen any of this.
Fully just dead locked in with this woman who's asking me about the origin of my
and then so
cowboy
I'm going to
boots.
stand over here to pitch, but then so he turns to me and I give him this look as I'm handcuffed.
I'm looking over here talking to this woman, and I turn my head. and they take him away.
Just a big like,
And they took him away. He was handcuffed behind his back. They took him away. And so
I hit him, for the audio listener, I hit him with kind of a, what are you going to do?
And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like going through what it could be. And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, maybe he has like weed or mushrooms in his bag or something. But then
because he's cool.
But they take him away, and they left his tray of phone and wallet and
What the
everything.
damn hell?
And so
You stole it. He stole all his stuff, right?
I
So
took
Corey
it-
stole the stuff and
Yeah.
got on the plane.
Yeah.
I don't know why my like anti-cop instinct was like, well, I'm going to hang on to this.
Yeah.
But Jeremy's in there, and they're going like,
We're really telling this Rashomon style.
yeah.
This is good.
I really like the way we were choosing to tell
Okay,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
usually I'm in the story, so it's nice to just hear one for
Yeah,
once.
you just get to experience it.
Yeah, you were just at home.
This will be one of those things that over time you will just insert yourself into this story.
Yeah.
And that's
so
not a
many.
you thing. That's an all of us thing. That if
Yeah.
something happens to 2 of us,
It happens
and we
to all
tell it
3.
enough, we just
Well,
eventually
a quorum is
loop-
present.
Yeah. And I didn't notice Jeremy getting handcuffed because I was in the corner doing a sick kickflip.
Yeah.
Like, I guess
Exactly.
you can do whatever you want too.
Yeah, you're virgin.
So I get pulled into the
And
back
I,
room,
of course,
handcuffed.
was the woman inquiring about those boots.
yes, that was you. Well, because you're everyone and everyone is you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
every woman.
You're about
Yeah.
to be every person until you've been every person, and then you can.
And then
finally
the
hatch
world
from
will
the egg.
hatch.
You're sort of God in that way, right? Yeah.
Just Sharp's the egg.
Josh have to egg.
We got Josh Sharp on. He's the egg. So I get brought into the back, and they say, "Do you have a license to carry a firearm?" And I go, "What?" No. And they say, "Is there anything in your bag that looks like a firearm?" And what I actually said is, I'm like, I have a muffin in there. I just said, I'm like, what's unique? I'm like, there's like
always
clothes and a
get those
laptop, but I'm like, what's
confused.
different? I'm like, I picked up a muffin on the way here.
And the
it
cop is
perhaps
like,
a
I
muffin?"
wish this was the past because I want to hit you as hard as I can.
I said, I have a muffin, I have some cologne in there, and then I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know. And then we walked a little bit further, and then I remember on this podcast, I do a bit where I pull a handgun on everybody, and I left the handgun in my bag. And it
A
looks,
prop handgun.
A prop handgun, but it looks
It's a cap gun from like the 90s. It's
with
metal.
no orange
Yeah.
tip,
Well,
made
back
of metal.
when you could really make
Back
them
when you
look
really-
like guns.
Good fake weaponry. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Before everyone started freking
Yeah.
out about it. No, yeah. So I got
Before
this-
woke stole guns.
Well, if we would make the fake ones good again, people would just buy those.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's
And
true.
start
Just the
robbing
good
banks
metal
with
feel.
those,
Yeah, and so they found that bag. They went through my bag. I couldn't tell them. I couldn't get it for them because I was handcuffed. So I had to do this kind of I had 5 pockets in my backpack. And I kept being like, it's the second one. They'd be like, this one. I'm like, no, the second one. Like, this one, no, the second one. It was like,
Yeah.
There was a series of farcical things that happened back there. Because I also had to give them my boarding pass. And they're like, where's your boarding pass? I'm like, well, it's in my phone. And then so they had to go get it from Corey.
Well, so I took
Flashback to Corey.
I took his tray because I was like, I should probably have his tray. And then halfway through me holding onto his tray, I was like, well, I don't want the cops to take his stuff. And halfway through that, I was like, oh, they're probably going like, where's your ID? So I go up to the cop and I'm like, excuse me, this is my friend. And then the guy's like, you have all of his stuff? And then he took it. He was like, what the hell? And brought it back.
And so I had to open up my phone because they said my boarding pass is on my phone. I'm like, okay. So they had to hold up to my face
They said
to
a
get
direct flight to Amsterdam. We didn't know what you did.
They do that here? No layover? Nothing at the Burbank airport?
Wow.
This place rocks.
But they'd hold up to unlock it that way. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have it in my app wallet. And so I'm like, okay, so handcuffed the whole time. Like, go to my email. And so you go to Gmail. I'm like, type in JetBlue, type in that. I'm like, cool. And I grab that confirmation code. Now go to the JetBlue app. The JetBlue app was in iCloud, so they had to download it back from iCloud. It was such an arduous process.
A cop had to download an app on your phone for you to process you.
And
that's crazy.
And then, I'm waiting, and I don't know why he's been detained, and our flight is ever nearing, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I'm like, my friend just got detained. I should probably stay and wait with him. But I'm like, how does it help? Like, I don't want to leave him because what if he needs somebody to bail him out? What if they don't give him his phone? I'm thinking all these things, and I'm like, I should probably wait until I know that he's good. And then the cop comes back out, and he's like, so you and your friend are sketch comedians?
I didn't hear that part. Oh,
And I was like,
that's illegal starting an hour ago.
I
Did you
Finally
hear?
an arrestable offense.
I was like, this cop is a
We
freak.
got him on something.
Frequents the Elysian. And I was like, yeah. He's like, your buddy, you think he might have had a prop gun in his bag? And I was like, yeah.
That's him.
Yep, that sounds like.
boy.
And then immediately my brain goes, I'm getting on the flight no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm like,
You would have understood.
I was like,
What
I
did they
didn't
make you do with it? Did they make you throw it away, or were they just like...
They took it. I have to go to court.
You actually did?
Yeah, I have to go to court.
Because of the prop
and you have
gun.
to say on the record in a court, like, I'm a comedian. I have a podcast. It's.
I'll
fake
probably have to
gun,
show
like,
him a clip from the podcast.
That's so cool.
You
That's
probably have
so
to do
fucking
cowboy
cool.
show for them,
yeah,
right?
I probably have to do our full hour.
Yeah,
Be the
should I
first
block that date off
court
with work?
mandated. Yeah. It's also so funny because isn't your original court date like you're like, I can't go. I'm going to be in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
For the Fringe.
I'm gonna be out of the
Doing my
country.
show, Too Many Guns.
Yeah. Way too many guns.
I mean, I once got out of jury duty by being like, I'm in Scotland now. They're like, why? I'm like, I'm a performer. They're like, they were basically like, you can't do that. And I'm like, I am here.
I'm not on vacation.
Yeah, no, it's like, I am here. Well, if you're the visa department, I am.
It's a visa-free festival. It's okay.
Okay, cool. Free visas.
But yes, I'm gonna go to court and gonna promote the pod on my pod
That's
tour.
so fucking
Why
cool.
do you still have to go to court, though? Because it's like, what are they... I guess I'm confused on that part.
I guess they
It's
have to determine
illegal
if
to
it's
do
like,
that.
They have to determine if you had intent to like use it as a like pretend it's a weapon.
I guess so. I don't know.
And the way you prove that will be like, this is where it was. I was going to do a show in New York.
I
and this ended up
highly
here.
Officer, I
doubt-
couldn't do terrorism. I'm so funny.
Yeah.